Good to see you, Jamie. Goodness me. Starting at the beginning, what did you make initially of the decision to sack Thomas Tuchel?
Well, it was a shock because I just thought the new regime at Chelsea would be different to Roman Abramovich, and I think I said a few days ago that if Abramovich was still in charge, you would fear for Thomas Tuchel because of what happened in the past with Jose Mourinho, Conte, Ancelotti, lots of great managers, but I did feel as if it may be a different type of regime. So yes, a huge shock. It hasn't been a great start, we get that, but Chelsea just felt like a team that needed the transfer window to end, get the squad in that they wanted, and then give a top quality manager a chance, certainly over the next few weeks or months, to, put some sort of team together.
Signs there that you saw that Tuchel just wasn't getting enough from the players this season.
Yeah, but I mean, we're talking 6 games into a season. I mean, he bought Aubameyang, made his debut last night. Fofana's played 2 games. So the idea that this team that's, being put together, a lot of money spent, I understand that, and pressure comes with that. And Thomas Tuchel will understand that. But he was almost like a director of football a lot through the summer as well. So he was heavily involved in bringing the players in. So he should have been given more time, certainly. I mean, even the next 3 games takes you to the international break. I don't know what the rush was right now. I think the next 3 games, see if it could be a slight turnaround in upturn in performances and results. But as I said, it was a big shock, because I do think it is a new Chelsea team, and the guy who's put it together, this is not a director of football who's put this squad together for the manager. This is the manager who's put this squad together with the new owner. He should have been given a lot more time to try and get this team working on the pitch.
I mean, Chelsea are expected, as we noted, to be speaking to Graham Potter. You'd have to think this afternoon he's on his way up to London from Brighton. How do you think he would fit in the Chelsea setup? I mean, he knows Carragher already, of course, very well, but what about other big names he's going to have to work in, as you mentioned, were Tuchel signings?
Well, that's the big question mark of every manager who moves from a smaller club to one of the giants, and it's a very ruthless club, Chelsea. I'm not exactly sure he is the exact fit. Maybe Chelsea is saying, well, they want to do things differently in the future in terms of having a coach in charge rather than like a manager, or they do things behind the scenes differently. But if I was Graham Potter, I'd find that very hard to believe in the talks I'd be having with the new ownership at Chelsea, that they're going to do things differently and he's going to be there for 2 or 3 years, because they've just got rid of a manager within 6 games. So, I mean, yes, of course, it's a huge step up, and at some stage in his managerial career, he'll want a manager at the top, and Chelsea is one of the top clubs. They are still world champions right now, but, I mean, you fear for Graham Potter that he'll be in the same boat as every other Chelsea manager has for the last 10 years. Unless he gets results instantly, they'll be getting a new manager themselves in 12 months.
Excuse me. Lots of praise for Potter. I mean, do you think this is a good fit, because he's worked with this structure at Brighton set up for long-term results? Do you think should Chelsea be looking for a long-term solution, and that's perhaps why he fits?
But we've heard that so often over the years with Chelsea, they're going to do things differently. And to be fair to the club at Chelsea, I've always said when they change managers, they always seem to get success. So it was always difficult to criticise in the Abramovich era. They were very ruthless with managers. Maybe that will change with Potter, I don't know. But as I said, if I was Graham Potter, on the back of what they've done with Thomas Tuchel, I'd be very wary of that, maybe getting promised in the talks he has with the club. But, sooner or later, Graham Potter will move on from Brighton, because he's done a brilliant job there. Everyone loves his team, the football that they play, and I'd be interested whether he can get those ideas across to a Chelsea team if he does take the job.
Do you think there'll be any reservations from Potter about what he's going to be entering at Chelsea with what's going on at the moment?
Oh, 100%. You'd have to have those fears, but I think any manager now who's got into a huge football club, as Chelsea are, you've got to get results instantly. That's the way we treat managers now. You look at how many managers you sort of Scott Parker, we've had Thomas Tuchel, there's 2 or 3 other managers in the Premier League that we all feel are maybe 2 or 3 results away from losing the job. And it's a ruthless business. There's a lot of money involved now in the Premier League, and the best coaches in the world are here. So there may be not too many other opportunities for Graham Potter to get a huge football club in the country. The timing feels right for him. His stock's really high, so I don't think he can turn this opportunity down, but I wouldn't be falling for Chelsea are going to do things differently in the future if they come up in the talks today.
Oh, what is your assessment of Potter then? Is he someone you believe has actually become one of the England's very top coaches?
Well, there's no doubt he's one of England's top coaches, so there's not that too many English coaches in the Premier League. I mean, you look at it and you think of Graham Potter, the job he's doing right now. You think of Pochettino, who's out of work, and it may be easier to get him to the club. If you ask me, if I was a Chelsea supporter, whoa. If I was a Chelsea supporter who I'd like to see manage my club, I'd go for Pochettino.
Okay, so with Chelsea right now only 5 points off the top of the table, in all competitions as well, they're involved in the Champions League. What's the best that they can try and achieve this season? What will be expected of the new manager?
Well, they'd expect to get top four at least. That's what Chelsea do. They win trophies. They're a huge club. In some ways, I admire how ruthless they are. They don't accept second best, and it's proved very successful for them. Graham Potter or any other manager will be expected to get into the Champions League for next season and have a run at all the trophies this season. Chelsea expect that. But you think of Thomas Tuchel's record in, making Chelsea European champions, world champions, winning the Super Cup. I've been getting to every domestic cup final he's entered. Just shows that even that wasn't good enough for Chelsea at certain stages because they've started the season so poorly. So, yeah, I think there'll be no bedding in period for any new manager. They'll expect to challenge for trophies straight away.
And straight away, it's a West London derby. If this moves as fast as it has been, a new manager, or Potter, could be in charge of Fulham at the weekend. They then got RB Salzburg at home in the Champions League midweek. Then a huge game against Liverpool live on Sky Sports. Bit of a baptism of fire, this.
Yeah, it will be, but that's what you're coming into. It will be completely different from managing Brighton. Just the press conference, us on Sky talking about the team, Sky Sports News. Chelsea are a huge, football club, and those big games. You think of that Liverpool game especially, and certainly the Champions League's game because of what happened last night in a really poor performance for Chelsea. They'll have to hit the ground running, and I just feel Thomas Tuchel should have at least been given to the international break, and it would have made it easy actually for a Graham Potter or whoever else to actually sort of bed himself in over that 2-week period of the international break and get himself set then for his first game, because as you said, it is a real baptism of fire.